Imagine if I grew tits only on my toilet.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be so mad. I'd be like, why can't they be here?
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, yeah, I'm so tired, dude.
Yeah. Why are you so tired, Ali? You are tired.
I'm so tired, bro.
She looks empty right now.
I am empty. I'm dehydrated.
You don't really look empty.
I have no fluids left in me.
Yeah.
I have just been like, I also have a UTI.
Damn it.
I was like, dude.
We both got UTIs.
I was like, dude, of course I got a UTI at the same time Brittany has a UTI.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Pretty tight. We should do something about it. Like, for fun.
Go piss together.
I mean, we should take antibiotics, but we should also do something fun.
Yeah, we should have a UTI party.
Yeah, let's just be celebrating at a bar, and they're like, "What are you ladies celebrating?"
We have our UTIs together. I also have a UTI because I've been getting railed so much.
Nice. It is like good as a symbol, you know?
Yeah. Like, I don't get UTIs
walking
for
around
no reason.
proud.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, my piss burns, and it's because I've been fucking.
It hurts to sit down right on the seam of my pants.
Yeah.
And, I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. I've been having sex.
Oh, memories.
Memories. Yeah.
They just come up,
It's
and I'm
weird.
like,
It's weird
yeah, that happened.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
happened.
And then you get all horny thinking about getting railed because your piss burns.
Your piss burns. It's crazy.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns.
Welcome to Worthless Clowns, podcast about how stupid we all are. I'm Brittany Cardwell. My Instagram's at Brittany Cardwell. I don't know why I'm moving like this.
And I am Ali O'Neill. You can find me on Instagram at It's Ali O'Neill. You can follow the pod on Instagram at Worthless Clowns. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Worthless Clowns. And
rate the pod on Spotify, Apple
rate
Podcasts.
the pod.
You can leave comments on YouTube. You guys know.
Please
you know
interact with everything that you see of us.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm moving very normally for me.
Yeah, but look at yours. Look how you're sitting. This is so weird.
Oh, yeah? Do you want to describe it?
This guy's changing you, Ali.
Oh, yeah. I'm sitting like...
She looks like she's like learning how to cross her legs.
And I can't, like, I have to hold my legs crossed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gripping my foot.
Yeah, she's gripping her foot so hard and then gripping her other knee real hard to keep her legs crossed. Because they've been wide open.
Because I've been fucking. Ooh. Ali O'Neill's been getting railed by a 40-year-old man. Dude, he's fucking 40.
Yeah.
It's so nuts.
Before we move off the leg thing, I was just telling someone about this time. I remember watching like Charlotte's Web a bunch.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was like young. And this one summer, I used to watch it at my grandma's house all the time. And one summer, I think I decided I had to be a lady. Like, I started having to act like a lady.
Yeah, you're like,
I must have seen too many movies.
You're like, uh-oh, I'm a woman.
So I watched Charlotte's Web, and I was like, I'm going to leave my legs crossed this entire time. I'm learning to cross my legs. And then I did the book thing as well.
Where you walk with a book on your head?
Walking around with a book on my head for my posture. Yeah.
That's like all stuff from Princess Diaries.
Princess Diaries.
Remember Princess Diaries where they're like, ew, she has curly hair. Straighten it.
Yeah.
Gross. Curly hair. Blah. That's why I fucking fried the shit out of my dumb head for so long.
Same here. Did you ever try and use a clothes iron on your head?
No, but my stepmom did that in the 70s because she was into disco and she had like long, straight hair down to her ass. Mm-hmm. But it was only straight. She was fucking Italian. She was fucking Italian. So I was walking through Williamsburg with this 40-year-old man and I was looking at
get it. Your piss is burning.
Yeah.
Enough.
The name of this episode has to be Our Piss is Burning.
Yeah. Together.
Our piss is burning together. Oh my God. And I was just like, dude, Italians are so tacky.
Wait, because of the sorry.
Because it's a very Italian neighborhood like Greenpoint.
Sorry.
Because he lives where near where I used to live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I was like, God, Italians are so fucking tacky. And then I was like thinking about my stepmom. She is not tacky at all. She's actually very well put together.
Yeah.
But her mother, my grandma Helen, had little fat baby statues everywhere, like an unreasonable amount of cherubs tattoos. I'm sorry, statues. I have cherub tattoos. I'm stupid. I'm tired. I got the brains fucked out of me. And then she also painted her ceilings gold glitter.
Oh.
which is like a weird Rhode Island Italian thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because my dad was like, because he goes into people's houses all the time, and he's like, yeah, it's an Italian thing. And I was like, God, they're tacky.
It's
we have to start beef with the Italian American community.
It's like people, you got to really be looking up a lot if you're gonna put stuff like that on your ceiling.
I know.
I don't think I look up like that.
But also, it's like you can see the like ceiling over there.
Yeah.
You don't have to be looking directly up at it to see it.
Yeah, but I'm never thinking about that.
You're never thinking about the ceiling?
No. Never.
Never in my life.
Maybe I'm the weird one. I'm off.
Yeah. Yeah, you are the weird one.
Yeah.
Brittany's just like, I'm Brittany, I'm Brittany, I'm Brittany, I'm Brittany, I'm Brittany. And she doesn't look at the ceiling at all. You just walk around being like, I'm Brittany. Brittany Cardwell. Brittany Toilet Cardwell. I'm Brittany Toilet Cardwell.
Okay, got it. Wait. Who? Oh, Brittany Toilet Cardwell. It's just comforting for me.
I love how your middle
name is It's like the
toilet.
same as how I count when I walk sometimes.
I know, I was literally about to be like, it's either that or you're counting and being like, man,
5, 10, 15, 20. I love counting by fives. I'm Brittany Cardwell.
That's what I imagine your fucking brain's like all the time. What do you think my brain is like?
Piece of shit.
Yeah, that is actually what it is. That is actually, I'm like, oh, stupid fucking piece of shit.
I get piece of shit thrown in there, but the other stuff I think blocks it out for a while. 5, 10, 15, 20. Piece of shit. Brittany Cardwell, Brittany Cardwell, Brittany Cardwell.
Do you think you say your name and count in order to not call yourself a piece of shit?
Yeah, I do. It does happen. I've told you this before. Sometimes I'll notice myself counting when I am having a bad thought.
But to like block it out?
I don't think I've told this on the pod, but it's like I will convince.
I like this. This is predictable.
Yes.
It's a pattern.
It's predictable. I know what to focus on. This makes me sound really, really OCD, but it doesn't happen a lot. But I have noticed it happening if I have a bad thought about someone else. Like, I have done this thing where I'll be like, what if they heard that? What if they're the one person
who can hear
thoughts and they heard that and I don't mean it. I just
think
had
that
the
all the
thought.
time.
I didn't really mean to be mean.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but if they can hear it, that would suck and I would feel awful. So then I'm like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
And they're like, if they're reading minds, they're like, that lady's thinking about her job. That man is thinking about his wife. And that lady is just counting.
This lady's calling me a cunt and counting.
Yeah. Dude, sometimes I also, like, I used to do that a lot as a child, and I still do it a lot, or not a lot, but, like, sometimes as an adult. If somebody on the train is hot, and I think they're hot, I'm like, I, like, try to ESP them that I think they're hot, and I'm like, you should come over and talk to me, hottie.
Oh.
You hot? You want to get your
I'm
dick
always
sucked?
trying to block it. I'm the opposite.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When you think somebody's hot, or just in general? You only do that when it's a negative thing.
I guess it's only negative.
Yeah.
I guess when they're hot, I don't care, but I'm not trying to get it in there.
Yeah, no, totally. You got any updates for us?
I saw that movie Talk to Me last night.
Oh, how was it? I want to see it so bad.
Man, you got to see it in theaters.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't have been as freaked out if I was like just in my bed at home.
Yeah.
I'm looking at my laptop. But man, I jumped a ton. I almost cried.
I've heard that it's really good.
I liked it a lot. I don't usually freak out at horror movies, but I like hated it when they got, I loved it, but I hated every time they got to the type of scene that was freaky.
Yeah.
Man, there's this kid in it. Oh, God.
Yeah, don't give me any spoilers.
I won't give you any spoilers.
I'll go fucking see it with this 40-year-old
But
man.
I was like screaming and jumping and like I was like in the back, I was like stuck to the back of my chair.
And you were like 10, 15, 20,
shaking,
25, 30, 35.
But my heart was racing. Yeah, I didn't think to do that. I should have counted. and I was with a guy and at one point I really freaked out like it was natural, right?
Yeah.
And then I pretended like I had to leave. Like I couldn't watch the movie anymore.
Oh, really? Like as a bit?
Yeah.
And did he laugh?
He fell for it.
Oh, yeah?
He was like, what? Are
you okay? And then you're like, you fucking cuck. You fucking cuck.
I got you again.
Oh, Lord. Let it wash over me. That's something she said in a podcast, and I just let it go. And when we were watching it together, I was like, what the fuck,
Me
Brittany?
too. I hate that. I hate that I did
funny.
it. I was possessed.
You were possessed.
The movie is
about possession.
It's about letting people possess you.
Yeah. I've seen like the trailer for it, and I've heard it's really good.
Yeah.
And
you should go see it.
I will go see it with this 40-year-old man. He's afraid of everything, though. So he might not want to go see it. Anyway, I'll see it anyway. You got a stupid story?
Yeah. Okay, I'll tell the short one, and then if we need more, I'll tell another one later.
Okay. You're like, yeah, I love when you put your hands behind your chair. Like you're a professional boy.
I just feel professional.
You're like, I have a stupid story for you.
When I was doing my postdoc, that's like after grad school, right? That's just when you go and work with somebody else and do a bunch of research.
Yeah.
And you have another supervisor. I had this supervisor.
Does everybody have to do a postdoc?
No. It's just if you want to like be a professor, you have to do more work outside of grad school.
Oh,
to
yeah.
Get published
Because
more.
at the time you thought you wanted to be like...
I still thought I was doing that.
You were like, I want to talk in front of people.
Yeah.
And so you were like, I guess I'll be a professor because I went to school for this for so long.
Yeah.
And then you were like, wait, maybe comedy is it.
It's comedy. The whole time.
You're like, I can't believe I got a fucking doctorate
to do this.
To do stand-up comedy.
Yeah. To talk about my burning piss.
Yeah.
With
on
one
a
person.
podcast.
Listened by one other person. Johnny Dukes.
What's up,
Hello
dude?
again. So I'm working with this guy. He's great. Awesome supervisor. Really fun. Really interesting ideas and stuff. We had to go somewhere. Oh, I think it was like some retreat at his house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember totally.
Which sounds crazy.
Yeah.
It's weird the like closeness that people have with their professors and stuff in grad school.
Yeah.
Like the way you talk about them, it sounds like they're friends of yours.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like your like boss, essentially.
They're your boss, but you're like very good friends.
Because
you spend a lot of time together.
Yeah.
You spend a lot of time coming up with really fun ideas. It's like doing premises, basically. You're sitting around coming up with premises like, ooh, what do you think is the reason that people do this for?
Yeah.
And then you're like, let's figure it out doing this.
Can I do a quick tangent that has nothing to do with this?
Oh, yeah. I
My
do that all the
boob
time.
itched.
Uh-huh.
Like, you know when it itches on the inside?
Yeah.
You have to like mash it around.
Oh, yeah.
I remember somebody telling me that when your boob itches, it means they're growing.
Oh.
And so I was like, hell yeah, my boob's growing.
I thought it was going to be like, you're right, boob is itching. Someone's gossiping about you.
Yeah, I know. No, but my tit itches and I hope it's growing. Maybe I'll get tits.
Oh.
Dude, imagine if I got tits.
Yeah. Toilet tits.
Dude, imagine if I got toilet tits. Imagine if I grew tits only on my toilet.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be so mad. I'd be like, why can't they be here? Anyway, your fucking professors, your advisors are not thinking about tits at all.
Wait, before we go back to this story, this isn't tit related, but it is related
This
to
isn't tit related?
Not at all. But it is related to how close like you get with your supervisors and how I remember one time I was at a conference with my other supervisor, my PhD one, and we would all get way too drunk together. It was very like,
your whole cohort?
Yeah.
Wow. And the advisors and shit? Wow. That's nuts.
It was really fun, but yeah, definitely like boundaries were harder.
Of course,
and
yeah,
harder
because
to
then
understand.
You guys are like hanging out and drinking and going to each other's houses.
You kind of know about each other's personal lives.
Yeah, and then they tell you what to do and give you professional advice.
Yeah,
like, that's
and it's hard
crazy.
to tell when you're in which scenario.
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's like, you know what it's like? It's like comedy.
Yeah, it is.
It's like you have people in comedy who you respect a lot and like are very good at what they do, and then you hang out and then you start fucking them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm like, I can't believe I know what your dick tastes like and you're giving me career advice.
Yeah. Exactly. It's just like that.
It's just like that. Anyway.
One time we were at this conference and it was like after the thing, it was like a dinner and a reception. Everyone's getting drunk. And I'm sitting there with my advisor and a bunch of the other people that were in my lab. Mm-hmm. And there was this one guy who worked in my university who I thought I had a crush on him.
Yeah,
His name was Simon. And turns out he wasn't a great guy. But I don't really know why. I just heard weird things about him. But
like in terms of women or?
I think with women he was weird.
Yeah.
I heard some stories later. But anyway, I had a crush on him and he was at the conference and he came and sat with us and he was like sitting next to me and me and him were talking and my supervisor knew that I had a crush on him because of the way the relationships were.
Yeah. You were like, God, Simon's so hot.
Yeah. And there were like crayons. I don't know why they did this for us. We're like adults.
You mean crayons?
Crayons.
You say crayons?
Crayons. I don't know. I say it both ways.
Oh.
Yeah, I just pick and choose.
Wow, you're really changing it
I
up.
don't know who I am. I know. I've told you guys that.
That's why you walk around being like, I am Brittany Cardwell.
Cardwell.
Brittany Toilet Cardwell.
I like fives. Anyway, there was like crayons and paper.
Yeah.
So me and him were talking, and my supervisor's real drunk. She starts drawing hearts everywhere.
Oh,
all over the paper.
Dude, you guys are like in high school.
And then I know. And then she's like, hey guys. And then she like points at the hearts. And then she blows from her hands onto the heart paper. And then she fluttered them all over us, like in her imagination. And I was so embarrassed.
Oh my God. She went.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Floated all the hearts around us like we were in a cartoon.
She's like, are you guys in love yet? That's so funny. Dude.
But yeah, lots of stuff like that. She knew everything about me and like Tig's relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you dating Tig at the time?
No, I dated him right after this.
Oh, gotcha.
This event. Anyway, that's what the relationships are like.
Yeah.
But so one time I was with my other supervisor and we were like, wherever he stayed, there was like this really long beach and you could walk out on this rock thing and it was cool. It was like a jetty, I guess, kind of.
You do love saying jetty.
Jetty.
You do know exactly.
I was trying to find another reason to bring that up. It's been a while. We talked about jetties and Steve Rogers up and I was like, I gotta talk about that again. Jetties.
I gotta make sure people know I know rock formations that are coastal.
Yeah. So we walk out. We're like talking about research the whole time. We're like, what ideas we're gonna test? What are we gonna do? Oh, that's a cool idea or whatever.
Yeah.
We walk out onto this jetty, and there's a bunch of seagulls.
Yeah.
Huge, like right in the middle of the jetty, tons of them. And I was like, hey, should we like run through the seagulls?
You and your boss?
My boss.
That's so insane.
He's like an older man, much older.
Yeah. And then you were like, should we run through the seagulls? Was he excited about it?
He was. we ran through the seagulls together and they all flew off like the hearts fluttering around.
Oh!
Seagulls. And it was just like way too romantic. Like looking back, I'm like, that's a romantic thing to do.
I'm sorry.
Hey,
that's romantic.
That's what I like to do.
You're like, are we married now? Dude, you know what that reminds me of? There's an episode of Full House where John Stamos's like Greek nieces and nephews come to visit. And because you know the family dynamic, right? Like he was Uncle Jesse.
Yeah, he was cool.
Danny
right?
Tanner had 3 kids. Their mother had died.
Yeah.
And so they're like, I guess they are related. I was like, I guess they're not related, but they are because Jesse is their mom's brother. So it is their cousin.
Yeah, I guess
which is weird. Anyway, so DJ, the oldest sibling, falls in love with like one of the cousins. And he's like, would you like to walk around the table with me? And then she's like, sure. And so they romantically walk around the table. And then she's like, then later he's like, we're married. So it was like some weird ritual from another culture that made them married. And she's like, oh no, I married my cousin. And you married your advisor by accident.
Married my advisor by running through
a bunch of seagulls.
Yep.
Oh God.
Yeah. Like that's...
Did you guys kiss after?
No, but like, I just thought it'd be fun. But afterwards, I was like, that was weird to do with my advisor.
It was weird that you suggested it.
Yeah.
And it was also weird
that I really wanted to do it. I like needed to do that. And I'm like, I'm not just going to run off and leave him behind.
You could have been like, hey, check this out.
Yeah, I should have done that.
Hey, are you impressed? Look at me scare all these seagulls away. Hey, check this out.
Yeah. Yesterday, I was out with a guy, and
dude, we're both seeing guys. We both have UTIs from them.
Yeah. Did this happen to you?
Dude, they are kind of like similar-ish.
Yeah. Before the movie, we got ice cream, and we like neither of us could finish our ice cream, and I was like, "Hey, could you like?" He's like, "I'm gonna throw mine away in the next trash," and I was like, "Hey, could you like slam it down real hard?"
Dude, I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to be like, dude, fucking dunk it in. Fucking dunk it in.
And he's like, what? And I'm like, he's like, why? And I'm like, I don't know, just because like I imagined it. I just wanted to happen.
I want you to do it. Was he down for it?
Yeah. But then he did it and it was real disappointing.
Because you can't see in the trash can.
Well, and there were no trash cans that were totally empty, so you couldn't really slam it. Like, I wanted it to just hit the ground and splatter
And
everywhere.
explode, yeah.
But I didn't want to litter.
Yeah.
So we did that. But
Yeah.
Seagull's thing would have been way better.
Yeah. And then you would have been married to this man.
Yeah.
We're both dating big white guys
Mhm.
with beards, which is crazy.
Mhm.
Anyway, my stupid story is related to this man this weekend.
Hey, we're talking about boys again.
We're talking about boys again. Oh, here's one very small thing that happened yesterday. This isn't the story, but we went to McCarran Park with a bunch of comics and we're just like drinking in the park. And so we got back to his apartment and he was like, we were both very drunk. And since he's 40, he falls asleep randomly and then acts like he wasn't sleeping. And so I'm like walking around his room, like getting shit together, like changing or whatever. And I'm talking and he falls asleep in the middle of me talking. And I look over at him and I'm like, is he fucking sleeping? Did he fall asleep while I was talking? And then I go into his face and I go into his face like this.
I go into his face.
No,
I know what you mean. But
yeah. I get right up in his face.
Then I get into his mouth and into his brain.
I crawl in there and I take a nap. But I get into his face and then I'm like, are you fucking sleeping right now? And he like jolts awake and he's like, no, but I'm afraid. I dropped my glasses.
That's what you really are like.
Yeah, I know.
Behind like, the doors.
I know. Even to this like very
She just pointed
man,
a bunch again.
I'm like, are you sleeping? And he's like, no, but I'm afraid. Like imagine waking up and being like, I'm afraid. And just saying it. It was so funny. Oh my God. There's also another thing I have to tell you that is similar to that where we cracked up about something really stupid, but I can't say it on here.
Oh.
I'll tell you after the pod.
Unfortunately, I cannot say on the pod.
Yeah. But the stupid thing that happened is, you know how I talk about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 all the time?
Mm-hmm. And Jackass.
Yeah.
And Rat Kings and Plumbing Snakes. And
I haven't talked about plumbing snakes in a
Comanches.
while.
Yeah.
But
I used a plumbing snake last week. The
fuck
whole time
yeah.
I was
How
like,
was it?
Ali O'Neill.
I can't believe you didn't
I was
send
like,
me a
I
picture
miss
of
Ali.
it.
I should have sent. It's not a satisfying one though. It's like plastic. It was really hard to use.
I know, but just the idea of you using it would have been meant a lot to me.
Yeah, you're right.
God, we're really drifting apart since we both are starting to date guys.
Yeah. Don't say that. It's gonna freak me out.
No, yeah, we're not gonna let that happen. That could never happen. That would never happen to us.
Yeah.
Brittany, we're stronger than ever.
You know what we should get? We should get we just shook hands. It
I'm
felt
holding
really
your hand for the
natural
rest
up
of the
until
pod.
now. What if we held hands on the pod? We should get friendship bracelets that are just plumbing snakes.
Yeah.
I mean necklaces. I don't want a bracelet. But yeah, that'd be cool, right?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Mhm.
Yeah. You get a toilet and I get a rat king.
Yeah.
You get a horse and I get a motorcycle.
Yeah, perfect.
That's what it should be.
I'm sick of horse jewelry though.
I know you do have a lot.
That won't be fun for me.
You have way too much horse jewelry.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what happened is, do you remember that time I gaslit you into believing popcorn was not burnt?
Yes. And that your milk wasn't curdled.
Yes. And it's a similar situation.
And yet I trust you.
Yeah, I know, which is insane. Nobody should trust me ever. So basically, I've been talking about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, specifically Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, the second one. Mm-hmm. And I talk about it all the time. And I'm like, that soundtrack to that video game shaped my like taste in music, which is insane. Because it's
What's
like
on there?
Primus, Goldfinger, Lagwagon, The Suicide Machines. It's all just like, like it came out in like 1999. So it was like ska and punk was huge.
Yeah.
And like that really like developed my sense of like music taste. And so he has on his Xbox Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 and 1 in one game. And the whole time I was like, this is from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. This is the level from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. And he's like, I think it's in 1. And I'm like, this song is from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. And he's like, I think this is in the first one. And I'm like, dude, fucking, I got angry at him. And I was like, don't fucking tell me how my life is. Don't fucking, you don't know anything about my life, okay? Dude, fuck off. Don't tell me what Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 is, okay? And
like
then
what I was raised on.
Yeah. And
you're trying to change my basis.
Who I am as
Yeah.
a person.
Mm.
And then he was being really nice about it. And he was like, oh, yeah, well, that makes sense. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And then, like, he kept being like, I'm pretty sure this is in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1.
Mhm.
So we start Googling it. I was like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? I will call my brother right now.
You guys didn't make PowerPoints of arguments for
No,
why before you Googled?
Yeah, I was like, I will fucking call my brother right now and ask which Tony Hawk Pro Skater we had, okay?
Yeah.
And then we started Googling it, and he's like, oh, here's a picture of all the levels from Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1. And I was like, yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Fuck!
And your world fell apart.
My world fell apart, and
you spent the weekend with the lights off and your head under the covers.
Dude, he started scream laughing in my face. He was like, you were so wrong the entire time. And then after that, like, he started laughing and he's like, oh, that feels so good. And he's like, you were telling me that I don't know what your life is like because I was right.
Yeah.
And then like later, like that was like Friday night. And then like, or maybe it was Saturday night.
Mm.
No, it was Friday night. And then the next day, he's like, hey, Ali, I don't think I'm afraid of you anymore.
Because you were so wrong?
Because I was so wrong.
Because you got so vulnerable by, like, you just failed.
Yeah.
And you were there helpless.
I failed so hard. Not only so hard, but also I was so confident in the fact that I knew what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
And I was so wrong. He's like, yeah, I'm not really afraid of you anymore.
I mean, I get it. Like, the times you're like, oh, it's this way. And then we walk for like 10 blocks.
And then I'm like, fuck, it is the opposite way.
And now sometimes when you're like, it's this way, I'm like, okay.
You're like, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that?
Is that Tim Robinson?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, we watched a bunch of that last night too.
Oh,
man.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh, God. I love it so much.
Me and fucking this 40-year-old have been watching Love on the Spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And we love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy, do we love it.
Is there a new season?
No, I just like, it's my like hangover, when I'm hungover and I need something like sweet and wholesome that I can shut my brain off and watch. That is it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, I feel like when I'm like hungover or tired, all of my feelings are way too close to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so if something is anxiety inducing or aggravating, I get really emotional about it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. So anyway, I was wrong. Sorry. This person, he's probably going to come on the pod.
Hey, it happens, you know.
He's probably going to be on the pod in the future, which is insane. And
we can do a little guessing game. Which of the guests is it?
Yeah, which
now we have to only book 40-year-old men with beards for this game.
I know.
And then we'll put them in a lineup for the people
which
watching.
One do you think Allie's dating? Which one do you think Allie knows whose dick tastes like? I'm so dumb.
We're going to spend a year on this game. And it's going to really mess up the pod. It's gonna
we changed the pod into making the two fans we have guess who I'm dating.
Yeah. Should we get into the post?
Let's get into the postie.
Alrighty. This one. Actually, don't even remember what I sent you. Here it is. Okay.
Also, can I tell you? I love this baseball shirt on you.
Yeah.
We usually do this at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I love a baseball shirt, bro.
Don't I look like I've been just cleaning my apartment?
No, I think you look like put together, but like a little tomboy.
I
look
feel
like a little tomboy.
Tomboy big time today.
I like fucking baseball shirts. Fucking Sarah Silverman wears them all the time.
I have another baseball shirt I like, but it's a little too tight. This one's nice.
Is it the one that has the seam down the center? That's like mauve.
Oh, I have that too.
That's also not a base. It's like the sleeves are a different color. Than
yeah.
But it's more color block. Yeah. But in my mind, it's a baseball shirt.
I have one just like this, but it has black long sleeves. But the sleeves are real tight, so it feels less sporty.
So you feel restricted.
Yeah, I don't know. Then I can't wear it on stage because like my bra seems weird underneath.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God, everybody won't laugh at my jokes because they know I have boobs.
Yeah, exactly. There's something to that.
Yeah. No, yeah. I get it. I understand that, and I also believe it in myself, but I don't abide by it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'll wear shorts on stage.
Yeah, I'll wear shorts on stage now because I have to. I'm like,
it's so hot.
It's worse for me to stand up there looking sweaty and like I'm freaking out when I'm actually just hot. So I'll be in my head like about what the audience thinks. when it comes to like looking too nice,
Yeah.
I know that it doesn't really matter that much, but I personally will
I don't feel like myself.
Yeah, I'll feel more myself and less in my head if I
Yeah.
just wear what
I know. I really admire all of the female stand-up comedians who have a completely different, very on-point outfit every single time I see them perform.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, Andrea Allen is like that.
Oh, yeah.
She always has, like, an insane outfit with, like, a bunch of straps, and she always looks good, and it's always an insane outfit, and it's, like, she wears it very well.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and I never think about that when she's performing. I'm just that's just who she is.
That's just who she is.
Yeah.
But and nobody would look at us in crazy outfits and be like, that's not who they are.
No, they wouldn't. But I would be like, am I this?
Yeah, exactly. I would just be in my head
trying
about
this out. I don't know if I'm this.
And you're like, do you know who I am? Somebody please tell me who I am.
Brittany Cardwell.
Brittany Cardwell.
Okay, post.
ETC.
Am I the asshole for suggesting that my friend's wife is simple-minded?
Oh, I love the term simple.
Me too. I used to use it in a joke. And I think people hated it because it's so...
It makes you sound like you're saying somebody has like a developmental disability.
Yeah.
I use the term slow a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm like...
We almost named this podcast Slow Children.
Oh yeah. The longtime listeners will like this. We almost named this podcast Slow Children.
Yeah.
And then like the sign.
Mm-hmm.
Like the sign where it's like Slow Children. Because every time I see that sign, it's like Slow Children.
Yeah.
But I read it as there's a bunch of slow children around here. It's like when they're like, watch out for deer. I'm like, it's like, watch out for slow children.
Yeah.
But we decided not to because it might be offensive to some people.
Yeah. Probably a good choice.
Anyway, simple.
Yeah. I have a friend. Let's call him Sam. Sam's a good friend that comes over usually once a week for cocktails, dinner, and either a fire, a movie, or football, depending on the time of the year. Sam has a wife, Kim. Sam and Kim are a package deal. You'll never find Sam without there also being Kim. Normally, yeah, it's like we get it. He's explaining this over like a lot.
Sam and Kim are married. They are a package deal. You'll never see Sam without seeing Kim.
You will
never see Kim without seeing Sam.
Yeah.
They're together. They hang out all the time.
It's like the setup to a riddle where you have to establish the rules really firmly.
Yeah.
However, normally this is fine. The more the merrier. Okay. Anyone who says that doesn't mean it.
No, absolutely not.
However, Kim is very specific in many ways. What, you mean she's an individual?
I know.
With a personality created through her own experiences?
Yeah.
Wow.
Kim is very specific in many ways. It's the most vague way to be like, this person likes stuff.
She likes stuff that I don't quite understand.
Yeah, she's different than me, is what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm very broad in few ways.
I've noticed a trend where Kim vetoes anything we want to watch that seems to have any substance.
What does substance mean to this guy?
Ooh, for example. Thanks.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's giving examples right away. We couldn't agree on what to watch one night, so I suggested a Modern Marvels episode on a topic we just happened to be discussing over dinner. Sam wants to watch it. However, Kim pipes up immediately and goes, nope. MM is the most boring show ever. Okay, well, being that we've exhausted a dozen other options already, what would you want to watch, Kim? Let's watch Big Mouth. Then she's sitting there giggling and seemingly proud of herself when she gets her way.
Wait, she suggested Big Mouth?
Big Mouth. She started giggling.
And everybody's like, she's like...
yeah.
She's like rubbing her hands together, being like, I made them do the thing I wanted to do.
Yeah. Or it's like she thinks she was right because they said okay.
Yeah, because they're like, let's please just put something on.
Yeah. Just put something on so she stops drooling and screaming and slamming her... What are those trays?
Fist? Oh.
That little kids use?
Oh. Like
when they're eating, like...
when they crush Cheerios on it, like in your bit?
Mm-hmm. What's that called?
Food
Doesn't matter.
Tray.
I personally can't stand Big Mouth, but she just seems so amused by it. Being a good guest, I let it go, and we watched a few episodes before wrapping up the night, and they leave. Earlier this week, Sam and I had talked about going to see Oppenheimer, since we're both enjoy history and consider ourselves history buffs.
Can I tell you something? This guy seems boring.
He seems real boring.
He's like, well, let's watch a modern Marvels show.
He seems like he has an idea of how everything is going to go.
He's like, I have to,
all the time.
if I want to be entertained, I also have to be learning at the same time.
Yes.
And it's like, that's fine. I think that Kim should have been like, yeah, put whatever on.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But also he's like, anything that doesn't have substance in it, I'm not learning from Big Mouth.
He like thinks he's better than people who
because he's like
kind of want to turn off sometimes.
He probably thinks that he probably talks about how high his IQ is all the time.
Yeah. He's like studying. He watches all these history things and modern marvels to boost his IQ. Yeah. He tests himself every few weeks. Yeah. It never goes up because IQ is stable.
I know,
and he's just pissed all the time.
Have you seen, this is unrelated, but kind of related. Have you seen that like post of a guy who's like, I've been going to the library, and every time I go to the library and get a new book, return a book and get a new one, I put a prosthetic head on, and my head gets a little bit bigger every time.
Oh, that's funny.
And so it's like a picture of him with glasses, and he's bald, and his head is like this big. It's so funny.
I talked about going to see Oppenheimer since we both enjoy history and consider ourselves history buffs.
Big smart boys.
Did you see Shane Gillis's new special?
Mm-mm.
It's fun.
Not yet.
There's a history buff part. It's
where
good.
He's like, if you're a history buff, you're a racist.
You're gonna become Republican.
Yeah,
you're not yet. He's like,
sorry,
it takes time.
I was like, racist? That was so strong. But yeah, Republicans are racist. And if you listen to this podcast and don't think so, then get the fuck out of here. But also leave us 5 stars when you leave.
Mm-hmm. So we're standing in line to get tickets, and Kim goes, what movie are we seeing again? Oppenheimer, we both answer. She throws a mini tantrum in the lobby saying she doesn't want to see Oppenheimer because it's boring and she wants to see Meg 2 instead, which I saw and it sucked. Wait, no, I saw Meg.
Yeah. Is Meg a big shark?
No, it's like a AI doll.
You're thinking of Megan.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking of Megan.
Meg's
a shark?
Meg is a big shark.
All right. I'm all primed for the horror thing because of the movie last night.
Dude, all of the gays love Megan.
I didn't like it.
Really?
It was like okay. But
all the gays love Megan. They're always talking about it. I'm like, all the gays.
Yeah.
I'm a Republican. Fuck. Anyway.
I was a bit frustrated because I was excited to see Oppenheimer. We know. We understand the type of person you are now.
Yeah, we get it. You think you're smart.
We had talked about it for days leading up to it. That's the other thing is like some people would be like, did you like Barbie or Oppenheimer better?
You can like two things.
Do you like smart or not? I mean, they're both smart in different ways.
Feminist stuff.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of people ask that question with that in mind. They're trying to figure out which one you are.
People who think that is a binary where it's like you like one or the other don't respect the social soft sciences. Because it's like Barbie, I haven't seen either movie, but I've heard a lot about both of them. Yeah. Barbie is like a feminist, like it's about being a girl. And it's about like growing up as a woman in the world and the challenges
current social
that you have.
issues.
And that is a science, but like they don't think it's a real science because they're like, it's not concrete enough. Yeah. I don't care about how girls are. Yeah. You know? Mm-hmm.
What's the relevance to the real world? The other one's got like the bomb is like a concrete change in the world.
Yes.
The other one is all slow and like fluid and
Yeah. And it depends on like what your personal experience is and stuff. Yeah. God, we're smart.
Yeah, what do you think about this, Sam's friend? This conversation.
Sam's friend. Yeah, you don't even know his name. You don't even know his name, the guy who posted it.
Also, I'm trying to think back to how it came to be that Kim seems to have the ultimate veto power, and it pissed me off. I was also not interested in seeing Meg 2. So I said, you guys go see whatever you want. I'm going to go see Oppenheimer. She was giddy like a schoolgirl that Sam and I were going to see Meg 2. Sam and her were going to see Meg 2. Yeah. And she made some remark about have fun falling asleep to Oppenheimer. And I responded and said, yeah, I get it. It would be over your head anyways. And you have to have some level of intelligence to enjoy it.
Oh, dude. This guy sucks. An asshole.
Literally the funniest part is that flew right over her head. Sam, on the other hand, shot me daggers as we parted ways to go to our respective theaters. See, I'm smart because of the way I write.
I
See?
said respective.
Yeah. That means you have to connect it to the 2 previous points that I made. But you wouldn't know that because it'd go all the way over your little head. Simple mind. Small-minded.
You slow child.
Yeah, your brain is smooth. They left... They left before me because their movie was shorter, but when I spoke to him a few days later, he reprimanded me for my remarks about Kim. I didn't think it was a big deal, but I did bring up how it's getting a little old that she seems to dictate a good portion of our hangouts, and it feels like she gets her way a lot.
And they're a package.
And they're a package deal. Kim and Sam and Kim, always together. You'll never see them apart.
Cam and Sim.
But they're not mixed together, but it feels like they are sometimes.
Yeah.
Sam got defensive and said if Kim wasn't welcome, then I might as well consider Sam not welcome.
Ooh.
Oh,
he's fucking whipped.
I never said they weren't welcome. I just shared my frustration. Now I'm getting the cold shoulder from Sam, and I'm not sure how to mend things over. Man, I don't like when dude friends.
Yeah.
They see their friend in a relationship, and they think that the guy is now different because they see him in a different context. And they think he's being
a very
changed.
good point.
But I'm like, no, that's how he is in this relationship.
You just have never seen him in a
It's
relationship.
the same dude.
You've only, because also, you know what I hate? When people are like, I don't like it when people change when they're around other people. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that is so reductive.
I change around every single person.
Of course.
Connor doesn't know me at all. I do it all for him. I come into the studio. I'm like, what does Connor want from me? Okay. That's why I'm always late, because I'm like prepping outside.
He wants to talk about the equipment for 20 minutes before we get started. I'm sorry, Connor. We love you so much. No, but it is true. Like, the way that I act around you and the way that I act around people I don't know very well is so different because I feel so comfortable with you.
Same.
And like the way that
I know what things we connect on.
Yes.
So I'm like, I can do this. I can do this with Ali.
Yeah. And you're like, I know what will make her laugh.
Yeah.
Is when I'm like, I'm a lady. I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
I don't know what that was, but I know.
I'm
I know
lady.
You. Yeah, I was thinking about if anyone I was meeting and getting to, if anyone listened to this pod, they'd be like, what the heck? Brittany's like that? But that's because that's what I'm like with you.
No, same. I'm the same way.
Yeah.
I'm just very comfortable and we're in a room
Brittany
alone.
and Ali and Brittany, they come as a package.
That is true. People do think we come as a package.
People are starting to see that.
People will, because we're together all the time, which is nuts. But like, people will invite us to their birthdays in a group chat with me, you, and then them.
Yeah.
Instead of texting us individually.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you guys are just together all the time, I guess. You guys are a package deal.
Yeah. Just text me. Allie's right next to me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you could text one of us and it would be fine.
Yeah.
And I would be like, hey, do you want to go to this person's birthday?
Allie's right next to me in the little smaller part of my motorcycle that she sits in, and I sit in the big
like
part.
A dog. I have
like
goggles
you're my
on.
sidekick.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm the sidekick.
I think we're each other's sidekicks.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? I don't think we're equals. I think we're equals in that we're both sidekicks.
Yeah.
And there's no main guy.